Fleas. They are unwanted little pests that can cause a big problem.
We want to share with you a 3-step prevention and elimination plan. Hi, I'm Cynthia.
And I'm Brandon.
Before we talk treatment and prevention, we need to give you a basic understanding of the life cycle of a flea. This is a picture of a flea. It's hairy, it's thin, it lies very flat, and you can see it visibly moving through the fur on an animal. They are generally brown to a reddish brown in color, and the thing is they can jump large distances from host to host. They have no wings, yet they can fly.
Yeah. And the adult female flea can lay up to 50 to 100 eggs a day.
Oh.
So that adds up crazy fast.
It does.
Females can lay several thousand eggs before dying of old age, which is, I mean, if we're talking one flea, I mean, 50 to 100 more fleas come from that one flea.
And I was just thinking that you take that times even just 10 days or 5 days. One flea could produce 1,000 fleas. 10 would be 10,000, and that's just in one day. So it's very important. Fleas can stay in the pupa stage for over a year. So just because you haven't seen a flea in a while doesn't mean you are flea free. They have a very complicated life cycle. Fleas are capable of surviving in outdoor temps as low as in the 30s, which I thought that sounds crazy. You know, we think that they're going to freeze off, but they don't. And then again, high humidity will bring them out as well. All they need is a warm place, or ideal, a place to settle and lay their eggs. And then they are in like cocoons. They settle into a cocoon until it's warm enough to come out. So they will be in your garage all winter, or a covered patio, or in the basement, or any time, but when something will protect them from freezing. So when the conditions are right, they will develop and come out in millions, a mass of them.
Yeah, and it's important to know that the flea life cycle, it's 30 days. So when they are in that cocoon stage, they're practically indestructible. I mean, it's really tough to get rid of them.
It's not like you can take a fly swatter to them?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. First step, treat your pet. I mean, it's very important to go on with a topical or a collar, for instance. We have a couple products here, some of our favorites. To start, the Advantage and the Advantix 2, both are incredible flea prevention and flea killers. So they're just a topical. They go back down the back of your dog's spine from the shoulder blades to the base of their tail. The difference between Advantage and Advantix is the Advantage will mainly just cover fleas, and the Advantix will cover fleas and ticks. There are some other things in there, like the repels and kills mosquitoes, and also both of these products are waterproof.
We also have a small, well, this one says small dog, but we have like the Seresto, which is a collar to wear. And this does work against fleas, ticks, and lice as well. The thing we want to say is nowadays there are so many ways to apply. We have the topicals, we have the collars. There are chewables now, some with prescription, but those are available as well. There's sprays, like Frontline, or I think Advantage has a couple sprays now too.
Adams Plus.
Adams Plus, yes, all of those in the spray form. So.
Yeah, and the Seresto collar is absolutely one of my favorite, because it's not like its usual flea collar where it's oily or you can't really pet the dog around that area. It's got a new technology. It's almost like a flavor burst to kill and prevent fleas.
What I like about it is it has the 8-month protection, and me, I forget. You know, it might be the first of the month, but I might forget. So for 8 months, at least I'm safe.
Definitely,
right?
Definitely. Now the second step is one thing many people forget when treating for fleas. You have to treat the entire home, so your entire home. They get caught up in carpets, under couches, in your pet's bed, all sorts of places. Pretty much anywhere where your animal can go, the flea can go with.
For treating, your home and such as how often to treat, that depends on, of course, the products that you're using there. But just remember, there are such things as, here we have the Advantage, the carpet and upholstery of spot spray. So a lot of times you can take this, but be sure to check too to make sure that it's not going to hurt like some fabric. So try the backside of a couch or something to be sure, or an old piece of carpet to make sure that it is not going to ruin what you do have. But it talks about it, check the directions, for what you're using or applying it to. But just remember to lift up your sofas and spray the underneath. Lift up that chair, have someone help you lift up the chair to do that. Same way with, fogger action.
Yeah, we do carry an Advantage fogger. It's great for taking care of a whole room. But just to touch on that Advantage upholstery spot spray, it's very easy. I mean, they recommend that you hold it at arm's length height from the carpet, get plenty of coverage through that way. So definitely a couple great products.
Exactly. And don't forget to treat like in the car, because of course your pet's in the car with you, their pet carrier, in the garage area, any place where your pet spends time. Fleas like to hide, especially in those areas. The other thing we kind of need to talk about too is in cleaning your home and vacuuming, you want to make sure to empty out that vacuum, the bag or the canister, put it in a bag, tie it up, put it outside, emptying out that canister, or throw the bag out, don't use it again, because the fleas that you just vacuumed up will just crawl right back out, and you haven't done anything to help that cause. So definitely. And in your home, it's the perfect ideal temperature for a flea to hatch. So get rid of that vacuum bag as quick as you can. The other thing I was thinking too, Brandon, is I know pets and people they sleep with their pets, right? Mm-hmm. So the thing to remember there too is if you have to flip a mattress or spray a mattress, there are some products out there too. Some people say, well, I'm getting fleas from my dog, but you really can't. They will maybe bite you, but there are over 2,000 different species of fleas, and really the ones that kind of are with us, they're biting, but they don't like human blood, so don't worry there.
Yeah, they won't stay on you for any amount of time longer than maybe just a bite. But even at that extent of a flea infestation, I mean, that definitely need to get onto both topical and an environmental, like the household spray. Which leads me to the third key to a successful flea treatment that many people overlook is treating an outdoor area where your pet explores. Now, we understand it's impossible to treat the entire outdoors.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, definitely. But you can treat your yard, kennel areas, and other places where your pet tends to roam often.
The thing here to remember is even if you have 1 or 2 acres or a huge yard, at least spray around the perimeter. That sets up, a barrier, so if they're coming across, they're not going to come across, and then work in that certain area, making sure you rake leaves, make sure you pick up your grass clippings. If you have straw out, like in a garden type of thing too, make sure you're checking there. Spray under bushes, the deck. That's one place people forget. Under the deck, oh, my dog only goes out to on top of the deck. Well, what do you think's underneath that deck? It's usually some grass or something like that, and those fleas will come right up and they'll attack your pet on the patio as well, or on the deck. And so under steps, all of those places, spray around the house, even under some windows, under your door. What do you call those? Your
door frame.
Door frame. Yeah, there you go. Any other thing that you can think of there right now?
Yeah. There's with a product like the Advantage Yard Spray, it makes it really easy. Attaches to your hose, so it'll mix the proper amount of water to treatment. So yeah, spraying around your house, that makes it super easy because your hose is going to be connected to the house usually.
Yeah.
So just spray that perimeter. If your yard is small enough, then definitely spray your entire yard. It'll only help.
And we have a few other products there too for outdoors. And if you cannot and whatnot, hire someone, get a pest control guy to come out and help check, and he has different applications to help you there too. But we can certainly help you talk through some of these. Some are actually good for on the pet and the yard, so we can talk about those as well.
Yeah, it's important to know also that there are some common misconceptions, like fleas have wings, or fleas even live off the host for a long amount of time. So it's important to know that a flea isn't going to fly into your house. Your pet will pick it up from outside, or it'll come in on your shoe and then get onto your pet. But really, it doesn't live long off the host.
It actually does not. Some people say because, and again, we live in Iowa, right? And we have snow through the winter. It's not a good thing whatsoever to quit your application through the winter because they can be in those different spaces that we talked about that don't really freeze, and if you continue to do that. But the fall is the best time to get all that application out there on the lawn, around the house, in the house, around their bedding and all of that, because once then the summer does come up or starts heating up or the humidity comes, they will come out, and it's better than at that time to have more kill in the fall than in the spring.
Definitely.
You've got a big head start.
Yeah, and being prepared for fleas and ticks more so in the spring rather than trying to treat for fleas and ticks in the fall is important. So keep up with the topicals or the flea collar through the winter. It's very important. I'm often asked, how can I prevent fleas in the first place? What I tell people is mainly the preventatives, the topicals. I mean, I've had quite a few customers that are very pleased with just using a topical, and they keep up with it even through the winter, so then they don't have to use other products like household spray or yard spray.
I had just a thought come through my head, and it just went right back out. But I was thinking something with the topicals.
Yeah.
I lost it. I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I mean, like the Seresto collar being 8 months of protection, just try to set an alarm, set something on your calendar.
Ding, ding, ding. You see the light bulb up here? It was to sometimes change different products. Like if you were using a frontline product this year, change it over to the Advantage product if it's a topical that you're using. Sometimes the fleas, whether we believe it or not, become immune to the products that you have been using on them forever. People will call and say, I've been using this product for so long, and this year I can't get it to do anything. Switch up the product, it tends to just take their problem right back away. So
yeah, definitely.
Make sure you switch off once in a while with that.
Yeah, keep an eye on those ingredients, because just one change of an ingredient is going to be great for getting rid of those pesky fleas. If you have any questions about developing a flea control plan, give us a call at 1-800-786-4751, and we would be happy to help.
Thanks for joining us today on this edition of the Pet Care Pro Show.